Bum 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 baram bum. I think we're live. Sweet. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the live stream tonight. We are going to be creating this piece up here, something coming back to like something a little bit more basic and a little bit smaller. Just because I kind of want to finish something on stream, and so that's the goal. I'm kind of bringing it right back. Let's just focus on something like this. Test character. Ooh. Testing. Where's my main man? Kevin. Sure. Let's just import him and bring that in for. Bobby Kaka. I haven't updated this for a while. I reckon that's what the problem is. Let's just do this again real quick. Test character. Aaron. Beautiful. You're in. Oh. Did I just import another character? Let's go remove that character, and we got Kevin. Okay. Who's got... Sure, mate. No worries. Collider, delete. We don't need hip colliders. We got Terry's here. Spooky's here. Leo's here. Mr. Smokey. Nyab, nyab. Avocondo, Mark, Vertex Bird, Avnos, welcome guys. Oh, that's why I needed a second window. Now I remember. I'm like, I don't need a second window. Yes, I do, because I stream vertical as well. So we better click on that one. That one. No, go back. I was like, why do I go like into pause mode while stuff is loading up? Beautiful. And then we'll put that in the bottom right corner. And then that one is Twitch. And then that one is that one. There we go. Hello. There we go. All right. Now we're kicking goals. I don't know where I was. Anyway, so we're going to be creating this piece in the background. I kind of want to do something from start to finish. So let's kind of go about that. This is going to be our reference model. So I'm going to select everything here. Move with M, new collection, and this is going to be character. Bam, bam. And then we're going to come back into collection. Let's get rid of the rigid bodies. That must be a new thing. And we're going to start off with a mesh. Okay, what do we got? Table. So what we'll do is, like we always do, let's just block this all out. So what is it though? So the prompt was a Scifi remote mechanic pop-up station. And so that's what has come up. Thinking about this, I do want to extend it a little bit more with a bit of a gantry at the front. Which one is better for human generation, metahuman or CC? So, ooh. It gets interesting. But apparently the licensing for metahuman has changed. I'm a character creator man, just because I've got so much of their stuff. Actually, talking about that, I have started. The first ep has been motion captured. I prefer character creator. I think it's great. A lot more fidelity? Finality? I can really do a lot more settings. They've got a subscription model now, which I don't know anything about, so I can't tell you. So I'm intrigued to actually see what that's about. Let's go GY1, and I'm just opening up iClone in the background. I like this idea. Let's go EZ minus 0.25. 0.25 minus. So we've got kind of like this platform. From here, let's go ahead and create this back section. Cube. Let's go GZ1. But we know we might have to go a little bit higher. Maybe go GZ.5. Blocking stage. You have to remember that's all we're doing right now. And I will E to extrude point. Let's go 1. Whoops. 1. Okay. So we've got that. Oh my goodness, I haven't changed my mouse yet. You're so quiet. It's not what I want to hear. Then I'll turn myself up. Nope. I am maxed out. It's not turned up his volume. Hi, Green Monster Cast. Welcome to the stream. So this is where we are at. The screen's looking a little bit weird because of I'm in a weird like resolution, because normally I'm at 4K, but it's coming along not too bad. Like, this is all pretty much raw motion data as well. Shoulders need to be fixed, and there's a few points here where the arms are facing a little bit wrong, but that's something I can adjust as I go along. B-Frame 180, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing fantastic. But it is looking good. I'm pretty chuffed, and I'm actually really surprised at how good the face puppetry is, and even doing aculips. Like, the words are actually quite nice. Ugh. Let me zoom in here. There we go. Killing you, and it's sent you here like a dog on a stranger's doorstep. Do wearing OSO shit? Yeah.
I know. We have to take this job. We really have to take this job.
So, I mean, that's pretty much cool. Like, I haven't really done too much, but still, love it. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on the side project. Let us carry on. Whoops. Let's go into Mesh, Plane, GZ 2.5 is the roof there. The idea that I had was something like this. GY. Okay. I'm not a fan of that. I reckon it should be something like this. Comes up. Then we have like the E to extrude. F. Let's put an edge loop through there. And then we can go F and F. Let's just fix that up. F and F. That gives us that. Let's put an edge loop through there. V to rip. Control L, delete. So that now we can mirror this thing. Generate mirror modifier. And make sure we've got clipping enabled. I think that looks delicious. Whoops. Something like that. E to extrude. Oh my goodness. I blame the mouse, not my key bindings. There we go. Beautiful. Is that? That is square. It's really weird. Anyway, why is a shirt wearing such a tiny person? What? He's just there for scale. Don't worry about that. Bit of an Arc Raiders thing, yeah. I'll take that. Been playing quite a bit of Arc Raiders with the boys over in Gaming in the Can. I should probably tag them at YouTube Gaming. Actually, that'd probably be the easiest way, is just actually go to one of the videos. Gaming in the Can. Go check those boys out. And go give them a subscribe. We're almost up to 1 million views, which is pretty cool. I like that, I like that, I like that. That looks like a great idea. Obviously here, what we'd probably do is do I to do an inset, come around GZ, and pull that down. What I was talking about earlier around the gantry was something along the lines of, if we do this, we bring it up, and let's just go extend. Okay. Actually, let's undo that. And I'm just going to pull that all the way back into here. Ooh, I like that idea. edge loops. Select all. T. Control T to triangulate. Ah, that's yuck. Control T. Nope. Triangles. Triangle faces. Ah, that's weird. Why does it do that there? I don't know. Anyway, then what we can do is jump into the modifier. We go into wireframe. And now we've made a gantry that we can put on the end there. Some like tools or something to hide there. I mean, to hide there. So that's the repairing. So, you know what? Maybe it's even goes up top. But then the problem is how do we get underneath? See? I do like the idea though. So we will play with that. I'm just going to throw a mirror modifier on that. So as you can see, we're not building this exactly. We're just using it as reference to kind of go out and build. Let me click on this, go back here, and we will click on that because I just want to keep checking. All right, let's see if we can get this baby up to 300. What your achievement is, straggling time, and what you found and lost. What? I have no idea what that was. Let's go ahead and build the table now. Let's go GZ. We're going to go 0.3 to bring it up a bit. Go something like so. Ah, it's a little bit too high. So maybe about there. Something like that. Do we bring it forward? I reckon that's a good idea. I do like these legs. I think these legs are interesting. Maybe what they do is... yeah, that'd be awesome if they kind of like bring the table down so they can put the part on there and then it comes up. That's an interesting idea. So that's something maybe we can rig up. And so with that kind of idea, let's maybe just go, right. How would that work? That would work by, I'm just going to work in one dimension and then we can extrude all that afterwards. So we've got this piece. And then what we need is a piece that comes down. Okay. So it would have this piece here. It would come down to a piece then where that would maybe come up like that. Only to maybe be something like there. Because then that way, if this pulls up, that'll pull this section out. I mean, we're going into a little bit of specifics here. But I'm just kind of, just taunting with the idea. And then we'd have to put a hole in the ground. This would almost have to be kind of like a slot, whatevs. Look, what we're going to say is, there's some strong hydraulics in here. So let's go with something like this. E to extrude. In here, we're going to have E to extrude. And then in here, let's go GY, E to extrude, E to extrude to about there. And then that, Y, scale Y -1. And then we've got something like stuffed up there, didn't I? Control L, E to extrude. Oh my goodness. Shift D Y, rotate Y 180. My. Okay, I got this. There we go. So it'd be something like that. And then obviously here's where we can kind of like add pistons or something, add a little bit more decoration to make it look a little bit schmicker, if you know what I'm saying. I like spaceships. Awesome. Over there on the shorts, welcome to the stream, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, help me out. Getting close to that 100,000 mark. So what we're going to do now is I do want to go Shift A cube. How am I going to do this? Because it needs to be roughly in line. Not really. Something like that. Perfect. Shift S cursor selected. Let's select all that. Delete vertices. And now I want to make this mirror here. So if I now go Control A, apply, nope. Right click, set origin to 3D cursor. What I can do now is edge loop and edge loop. And we can delete this rubbish, delete faces. Now I can go into add modifier, generate that mirror modifier on the X and the Y. So this is what our table kind of looks like. Oh, H&S safety? Nah, don't need that here. We might work that out. Maybe we just extend this table completely. There we go. Now it's fine. That's not fine, because then the rotation is all wrong. Can we change that? Future marker problem. Let's kind of carry on with that. That looks great. That looks great. I like that. Let's maybe work a little bit on the table. And we can do something like this, just to give it that a little bit more depth as we continue to build. I wouldn't mind, for those of you who have done kind of like working on a lathe or CNC, Hugh, going well. So far, so good. We're just building a bit of a pop-up mechanic station, is what I called it in Midjourney, to kind of get this image. Let's go E from here. Just trying to think what is going to be the best way. So sorry, if you've ever worked around kind of like milling machines, they've got like nice slots where you can clamp things down. So that's what we're going to try and create. Going a little bit early into the nitty-gritty. Am I okay with that? Yeah, I think so. Let's undo that, because that is too much stuff. I'm going to come in and select that edge and press V to rip, and we'll scale that in. That way I can just put a few slots. We can go Control B. I can select these. SQP. Oh yeah. Sick. Welcome to the stream. So now we've got this table. It's kind of like that. I like those resin tables, make. Yeah. Another one's talking about the, what's his name? Black. There's a channel that I watch where he makes the resin tables. Amazing tables. Is that a workbench? Yeah. So I'm kind of making a bit of a workbench here. And then we'll go ahead and kind of, I'm going to dance around quite a bit as we go ahead and start building up some of these assets. So let's go, I want to separate this piece. P, separate by selection. Just so we can work on the different items. Press F just to close that up. All right, so this is going to be kind of like where the powerhouse is going to be happening. So I'm going to move this back. Let's go F there, I, E. So we've got a bit of a separation there. Am I in the center of the screen? Nope, that's fine. And then from here, let's bring that back and then E to extrude. We'll leave that there. I do want to make almost like another little separation, E to extrude, Alt S, so it scales along the normals. I reckon what we might do as well is grab these top faces. Top faces, there we go. Whoops, almost stuffed up. I'm going to grab these top faces, GZ, and bring that down so we can just focus there. If it's supposed to be a pop-up structure, it would be filled with... Yeah. I do like that, and that is some of the stuff that I was thinking, and especially the table here where it kind of collapses, maybe the roof collapses as well. I do like that idea, and I think I might be taking that further as we build. But yes, thank you very much for keeping me on track on that one. Because I mean, it's kind of like a cool idea to have a working mechanic shop. Okay, so I reckon that this piece here though goes something like this. Oops, GY. But I think this roof doesn't need to be so big. Scale Y 0, GY. Control LP. This is going to be a separate piece here. It is going to be something along the lines of come on, rotate. What the? Select all, mid by distance. Okay, that's a bit weird. Rotate along the x-axis. Workbench can be used as a medical table too. I mean, sure can. Don't get me wrong. Just so I can see where I'm going with this. Let's go rotate, E, and then we go scale Y0. Still in the blocking face, really. Don't get too lost, Marco, in the fine stuff. I do like that idea. But then, yeah, where's the folding up section? I don't know yet. What's folding up? What can come down? I don't know. What's going to be on top? Maybe we've got a bunch of solar panels. Maybe. But yeah. If you are on the stream, you can always go, I mean, a short stream, you can always go into the horizontal stream if you want. Looks cool. You know, say picnic spot, magic gazebo. Is it for your movie stuff? No, this is just something I kind of want to. I want to make something on stream and almost try and complete it on stream. Because I haven't done that for ages, if you know what I'm saying. And so I kind of want to be a little bit better with that. Let's go Control LP, separate by selection, and we can just work on this. GZ5. And one of the things I'm going to try and focus on is doing the big shapes, then the medium shapes, then the small shapes. So that's kind of the goal. It's kind of the thinking that I'm going for. Can I pull it off? I don't know. It's me. Scale Y. Scale Y. Let's go GZ and pull that down. Is that that's not even straight? Scale Y0, scale Y0. Let me just quickly do this to all them. Silly Marco. And let's make sure that this top line is straight. Beautiful. Is this bottom line straight? Yes, it is. So this is where... Oh, it's a bit off. That does not look straight. Scale Z0. Z0. It is straight. Bizarre. Filming? Oh my goodness, where have you been, buddy? I hope you are smashing it. How's the the new tide deformation in BeamNG. I've been looking at some of those videos. They're looking pretty juicy. Yeah, I like that. Let's go. Can I come down low enough? I think we're in line. Yeah, should be right. And then let's go E to extrude. Make sure these are great. Landscape stream for the best. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So if you're on the short stream, go up to the, yeah, landscape. Let's go pull that out a bit. How's the heat wave as well filming? Good old 44, 45 degrees. Let's grab these. And then we will go individual origins. The tire stuff was fun, but today I spent a few days trying to fix a bug just to realize that it was a simple mistake. That is the worst, dude. That is the worst. Gosh. I've seen you code. Amazing. For anyone that is interested in the slightest with BeamNG, you should be checking out Film in 86. Minus 13. I can't imagine that. That's disgusting. On the scale of multiple edges, do it once, then select. The scale on multiple edges, do it once, then select and hit Shift R. Isn't Shift R repeat? No. Or is that relax? How important is the blackout phase? You don't have to do it, but it helps you a lot. Like, especially if you don't know where you're going. Like, I've got a rough idea where I'm going with this. So semi-okay for me, but I still do like to do a bit of a block out, because there's at some points, and you've seen some of my spaceships as well, I get to a point, I'm like, wow, this looks ugly. And then I just throw it away because it's just easier rather than trying to fix everything up. There we go. Delete faces. But I really like the block out phase. I reckon that this here, let's go scale X0, and then we could pop that up. Ooh. And I mean, you can already see that I've already done some, like gone into details here, especially kind of like with the table. Yeah, we just created some extra slots, but I wish it was that cold. I thrive in the cold. Oh, jeez. I used to do snow angels in my swimsuit. No, thank you. Oh, boy. I find if I skip the block out, I get into the details and then it just won't be seen. Which is, yeah, totally understandable. And as well, something else you've got to think about is, what are you seeing? For instance, if I'm making this for like an animation or something, and I'm only seeing this side, I will only probably model this side. I won't really focus on the other side or the roof per se. But because we're going for a completed model, I'm going to try and do everything and then go from there. I don't really... I think that's too low. I can just see him smacking his head. Why? Because I know I would. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I do like this idea. I'm going to grab this and this. Shift DP, separate by selection. Let's grab those pieces. And then we're going to deselect that, and that. Delete faces. Let's then come into a solidify modifier. 0. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Even thickness. And individual origins. Lovely. Scale on the Y. Just like that idea. Oof. Oof. Delete faces, and then I'm just going to push this up a little bit I'll buy that for $1. Oh, yeah? Should be right. That looks pretty cool. Let's come over to here. I just kind of like this grill, and that's just, you know, I can just see it in the corner of my eye. And I want to put that together. So let's go P separate by... no, let's not. Let's go I for an inset. Shift D. I'm going to pull that out. P separate by selection. And I just want to work on this. So I really like those fins. So I'm going to put an edge loop. Edge loop. Let's put an edge loop about here and an edge loop about here. Go something like that. 1, 2. Oops. We can select all these now. I to do an inset. I again. I want them individuals. What is going to be the best way to do this? We can go E to extrude. Do we want to go out or in? I reckon out. And then from there, I'm going to select all the top ones. Bam, 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 bam. Shift R. Is that what you're saying? No. I'm intrigued what the Shift R is, Spooky. You will have to show me afterwards. I'm going to move it in like so. And then let's grab all these faces. See. Ooh. Which one is it? Nope. It's the other one. It's this one. Yes. I think this is a little bit too much details. And then let's grab the outside. E to extrude. X. Now we can grab this and push it all the way back. That looks awesome. I'll buy that for $1. That should be a decal and not part of the blocking phase. You moved into the detail before. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know. This is one of my faults, isn't it? This is very true. I have jumped the gun. Let's grab that. Ooh. Let's do a Shift D. Ah, I should have done this. Scale Z0. Underground. Let's grab that. E to extrude. G to the Y. I almost feel that I could move it to there. GY. And scale on the X. Something like that. I think that's a really good shape there. Panel, panel, panel. How late am I? Not that late. Yeah, probably should be a decal. Why? Why? Hossam, welcome. From Yemen. Sweet. You missed it. He's at the pub now. Let's do I to do an inset. And then we'll do E to extrude. And then this is where we can build in some extra stuff in there. Let's do Shift D, scale. And I kind of want to do a bit of a border. Let's go scale X. P separate by selected. And we're doing like a bit of a pillar here. There, about there. Let's go G to the Y. Add some extra details in there. Generate mirror modifier. I like that idea. Now, we don't have anything really on the roof just yet. kind of went mental with modular sets. Yeah, I know. How good are modular sets? Can you confirm sending me for me? Can you confirm something for me? I've heard from some Aussie friends. Do you guys call Canada Australia on ice? Not that I know of. Never heard that. I don't know. I've never heard of that. All the loot to take. I mean, sale. Daniel, welcome. Mr. Emerger. Welcome, buddy. Over there on the Twitch. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, all that stuff. What are we on? 265. Hasn't gone up. It's alright. It's alright. Plenty of time for that to happen, I hope. I think we are now at a pretty good spot to start going a little bit extra. I guess it's because we're similar, but cold. I'm in Canberra, so it is cold. It gets cold here. Not as cold as stupid temperature for you guys. Minus 13. Like, what the heck? Green Monster Cars? Oh, good to see you again. I can't sub twice, mate. Sorry, one's enough. One is enough. Okay. What are we going to do with the inside of the roof? Actually, what are we going to do with these gantries? Maybe we're looking at these wrong. Maybe they could be a bit thinner. And they sit in there like so. I do like the idea of these like 3 plates that are there. Whoa! Who just subscribed? Raven North over there, welcome. Was minus 25. What? That's mental. The only difference is you replace poisonous things with mega fauna that can total your car. Oh, wow. Whoa. We have these creatures that walk around that if you hit, it is like hitting a little boulder. These wombats are massive and they're scary. 20, 35 kilos. Like if you hit one, you are cooked. Thank you, Raven North. For the Prime. Sick. I would have one of them for yonks. Much appreciated. Some guy called Raven. Yeah. You don't want to hit these. 20 to 35 kilos. And it's just kind of like this walking, rock. They are scary as anything. It's even, I do have some images somewhere on Discord where we went into a wombat hole, when we were doing some photo scanning, and yeah, it was quite scary. Delete verses. Some guy, okay. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Aussie moose then. An Aussie moose. Well, I wouldn't call it a moose because it's like this big. Where a moose is a gigantor with antlers. That's something else. And I know Spooky's... Oh, actually, we only need one. And I know Spooky's shown me, obviously, pictures and such. But yeah, not my cup of tea. That... I like this. I like having this plate here. This plate could be maybe the light source. Like a big get stuffed light. Even though technically, it's a pop-up mechanic shop and blah blah blah. The thing is awesome. Oh, this thing is awesome. Oh, thank you. The tickling cheese wizard. This is why we killed anything that can hurt us in the UK. Yep, fair enough. No, this is kind of just something I just want to make. Just want to finish something on stream. And so I wouldn't say it's a Star Wars thing, but it's more of a pop-up mechanics where shop, mechanics area, workbench, whatever. Okay, I like this. I think we're good. I think we're good. The table, I'm intrigued to see now how this turns out. Do we want it to fold? Oh no, we did want it to fold down. Yeah, we did say that, didn't we? So what I'm thinking now is I think this is wrong. Because like, let's say this is the ground. And this is dumped off by a truck, okay? What we could do is have this as a giant like lever that'll come down. I reckon that'll be better, like this giant get stuff piston. And what was the movie where everyone was animals and newscasters? Was Peter Moosebridge? Oh. During COVID, grocery store had a shirt for social distancing saying we need to stand one moose apart or 6 beavers. Oh, jeez. I'm going to move this to my junk collection. So what I like to do with my junk collection is I have a collection where if I like a piece and I want to keep it, I'll just put it in the junk box. And then if I ever want to revive that piece, I can always come back to it. That's why I'm not deleting it. Or even if I move on to something where I know that I'm going to destroy, let's make a backup copy, throw it over there, and kind of like keep going. Let's go Shift A Mesh Cube. So this is the idea. We have this thing, something like this. That will that'll then come up into here. Right. My. Oh jeez. Shift EZ. Scale on the Y. Scale on the Y. E to extrude. And then we do a scale on the Y. Okay. Shift S cursor selected. I'm going to put a cylinder. Let's block this idea out. So this is the idea of this table kind of like rotates off this pivot point. From here, it'll come in. Shift S cursor to select. Oh, actually, I can just duplicate this down. Shift EZ. It would have to be something like this. Still won't go all the way to the ground. So Shift S cursor selected. What I'm kind of thinking is then if I do right click set origin 3D cursor, Shift S cursor to selected, right click, that, and that, Control LP, so have I selected, U and U, Control A, right click, set origin 3D cursor. So what I'm thinking, we grab these three, Control P, parent to object. So the idea is that as this spins down, this will kind of, that did not work in the slightest. I was thinking. But I guess digital... Hang on, let's go back. Must have been a logistical nightmare. Yeah, you said this isn't Star Wars, but this could fit as a pop-up mechanic shop as pod races. Ooh! Don't start with me in pod races. And it's only in News Animals, things changed all the same lines. Yeah, this doesn't work as well as I hoped, because I was thinking that we could, but obviously we're not going to go down low enough. If the table goes like that. Okay, there goes that idea. What if it's like here? No, because it's not going to be low enough. Oops. If we went there. Just trying to like block this idea. So if that went like so, and then that went, yeah. Yeah, I know I've got Greebles for this. I'm trying not to. You can put pod racer parts at the shop. You're welcome. Yep. Did you see the trailer for the Masters? No. I think I have, actually. I think I saw bits of it. They're on at 40k. Did I read that? Yes, you did read that right. Yeah, I know I've got plenty of Greebles. I'm trying not to use it. 1, let's actually make something. 2, I want to build my Greeble library. 3, I don't know. Scissor lift supports. Yeah. I think, and I reckon you're right with that one. I think it's going to have to be like a scissor lift idea. Oops. Let's go like this. No, here. Clear parent. So if it's something like that, and then something like that, for instance. That there, Control P, parent to object. That and that, Control P, parent to object. So if we have this, then that can come all the way around. This can come around, and then this can come around like that. Wait, that's too low. Yeah, you know what? Actually, yep, done. Great. I'm doing that. Undo. Beautiful. That is what we're going for. And then we'll put some pistons and crud about going through there. How about going to the telescopic table that retracts into the floor? I hate you, Spooky. I hate you so much. That would be probably better. Yeah, you guys are right. Overcomplicating. So what we want is just something that will just come up and down. And what better way to be lazy than to, let's go cursor word origin, shift A, cube. This is how we'll do it. Scale Y. This is how we're doing it. Like this. Duplicate, scale, duplicate, scale. I reckon I could probably make these a little bit bigger. Oops. Scale Y. G to the Y. Something along those lines. And then if we scale a little bit further, that way. Oh, that looks like crud. That looks like crud. It's not what I'm thinking. Jack, I responded to one of your comments. Actually, hang on, let me bring it up. If I click on, no. Hang on. I've got a video that's unlisted. Maybe split the table in two, then fold the top on itself. So the main thing is I'll kind of want to be able to pull it so things can come up on the table easier. Whoops. Hang on. Let me just deal with Jack real quick. What? There it is. Okay. I have a video for you, Jack. That share. Where's the share button? Share. Get shareable link. There it is. All right. There you go, Jack. That's for you, buddy. Is my wife abusing me? Oh. No. Okay. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we just keep it simple. Table just slides backwards and forwards. Because I think it looks better without the gantry. I don't like it. No back seating when you're new, please. Far out. Okay. Because like the idea of this thing of kind of being like a pop-up mechanics workshop where it kind of just comes in, poof, simple on this channel. Nah. Yeah, think about it as, and I think that's a great idea. Whoever said it was, I think Raven said it was, that, you know, you're at like a pod racer, you come in, dump it, and then away you go. I love that idea. I think that's great. But I mean, then, do we really need to have it collapsing? You know what? Nah, stuff it. I'm going to leave it as is. And I'm wasting too much time on it, and we want to just go ahead and create something. So let's move forwardly. Let's move forward as quickly as possible, and then we can come back around to it. Scale. I like that, because then what that allows us to do is that'll allow us to kind of put in here. Let's go I to do an inset, and then we have almost like a bit of a tools area where we can hold some stuff. Nice. I like that. I like that. I like that. Love this panel up here. Control S to save real quick. What I'm going to do is just not UV Packmaster. No, where's my DreamUV? DreamUV. We are just going to quickly do like a very quick texture over the top. Let's go sky. Let's go cycles, GPU 32, 128 on the render. And we're just going to run through this. I need to bring in my asset browser, Mark on 3D, DreamUV. Come on. All right. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Let's just bring that up. I'm just going to move that off to the side. That is my cutter. And then I'm just going to quickly go through. Hopefully we don't have any issues. Hotspot, 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 hotspot. Just smashing all this. And this is why I've been very pedantic on making sure that I have done quads. Actually, I do want to apply that modifier. Let's make sure that's even thickness. Control A. And then there's going to be a face in here, which is going to be a problem. There and there. Let's just do a hotspot. Now what we can quickly do is jump into rendered view. My eyes! Delete. We can grab that. Metal. I want a raw metal. That one there. Cool. Do want a bit of a painted metal. Let's go with the orange. I do like how we've got the orange roofs and all that kind of stuff. Nice. Place that one on there as well. No, suck a lemon. Let's go there. What is that? That can probably be a darker metal. You're a darker metal. And you're a darker metal. You're a darker metal, but you can be a bit of a shiny metal. And so very quickly, this is where we're at. Bam! Boom! All right, I like that. This up here can be a shiny metal, but that surface there, I'm going to go plus. Let's go new emission. We're going to go blue. Change the principle to emission. And then we'll change that to be a bit of a blue. Oops, purple, blue. Let's go 10. I'm going to click assign. And then if we were to come in here and we were to bring this down to like -5, we have this. Nice scene. How good does that look? Make it a gravity lift table. Yeah, I'm going to come back to the table because it's bugging me. Oh. Do you have a video on using DreamUV? It's not used it beyond the texture it comes with it. No. So I've just got my method of creating textures. There's a whole bunch of them to download on Patreon. I think they're all available on Patreon. I really should probably put the new lot up on Gumroad. Gumroad? Blender Market. Let's go individual origins, scale. I delete faces. And we'll go like so, GZ, E to extrude, delete faces. And then that's going to kind of give us just a little bit of extra detail up here. What is this piece? I don't know yet, but we might come in and I haven't put any bevels on yet. Scale Y or X. X? Nope. Scale Y is 0. So we haven't done anything like that. And this is probably where all the piping and such is going to come. Don't have any tools yet either, which will probably come in due course. On this one here, I am going to throw a bevel modifier on it. Bevel. 0.001. Is that just enough? 0.01. 0.05. Yeah, there we go. That looks nice here as well. We'll grab that, and that. Copy to selected. And then that's all. We just got a slight little bevel. Felicia White is here. Welcome to the stream. I learned a new thing. I can make grass super efficiently with geometry nodes. Have you seen? I've been touching geometry nodes now. Look, I can show you. 1, 2, 7, this one here. Look, geometry nodes when it comes up. I've got a lot of add-ons, so it's really slow. But I got geometry nodes. And I did it myself. Yeah. Run out of water. Yeah. My phone's almost flat. Yeah. Very proud of you. Thank you. Look at this. Look. Geometry nodes. Yeah, and I've got two videos. Last video, and then the video before. The last video, and then probably a video that'll come out Monday. It's all about geometry nodes, baby. So if we go into rendered view, just so I can kind of show you what it looks like. This looks way better than how we had it before in terms of the buildings were just rotated in various ways. Should I buy the Gumroad pack or are you updating it? Send me, no. Can you message me on Discord and I'll send you a copy? So yeah, I'm really happy with how this looks like. These are all the buildings that we were working on last week. So you can see them over in the distance. And so I think that has come along really nicely with that geometry node. So I was pretty chuffed. Anyway, I'm going to keep working on that one off stream. But this is our main focus for now. I do like, we've got to cut some panels into all this stuff. So let's maybe start thinking about that. What does that look like? Control B. I think we might do old-fashioned panels. So what we'll do is we'll do Shift D, generate, solidify modifier, 0. And then that way, I'm just going to click on that just so it goes away. Then that way, we can do lines like this. And then we can go Control B to do a bevel, delete faces, and then hopefully I don't delete everything like a moron. Control B. Oh no, that was fine. Nah, let's get rid of that. Delete faces. And then that outlines things like that. Yeah, awesome. Let me just quickly add in a few panel lines. Scale Y 0, Control B, delete faces, do another one, scale X, scale Y 0, Control B, delete faces. Nice. Let's do the same here. Here and here, Control B, delete faces. We could probably do, no. Oh, yes. Actually, let's go here, and we just do a mirror modifier, so I'm not having to do it on both sides. Face, I've missed one. Delete, there as well. Delete vertices. Something like that. Great. Add modifier, generate mirror modifier, even thickness. So the mirror modifier needs to go above the solidify modifier, or we're going to have a face in the middle. So you can make them different way. You can start with a grid, delete some random. Yes. So that's all part of the next part. Working with Sonar AI to create a cinematic soundtrack, that'd be great. Eco-friendly oil catch on the floor. Yep. I did see that in the images. Let's go here. I'm going to do an edge loop. Control B. Delete face. Delete faces. And then like so. Control B to do an edge loop. Select here. Control B to do an edge loop. GG. And bring that down. Then we've got kind of like my little things I like to do. Road network in nodes 2. Yep. All this stuff is all in the back of my brain of all the things I need to make. And then I'm just going to add in some more little ones. Something like that. I think that's great. Now what we can do is we go hotspot. That should already be a concrete color. Oops. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love that DreamUV material. Let's bring it up to 10. What the Hickabothams there? Oh, that's fine. Hotspot? There we go. Much better. I like that. That's great. We can do the same for kind of like this area here. Makula. There it is. Control B. E to extrude. Alt S. Do that. Oh, that looks delicious. Yes, please. Here. Let's put in here and move that one down. Control B. E to extrude. Bring that in. Individual origins, sure. Scale them down. Actually, scale Z 0. Merge by distance. Hotspot. And then as we're going through, you can kind of see how we're already applying materials. And then that's building our scene as we're flowing along. I like that. I think this is great. I think this is great in here. We could probably even... I feel like we can make this table like even longer. I think it would be nice. Yeah, that looks grouse. Make sure we put a add modifier, generate a mirror modifier on that one. So it's on the other side. Delicious. Okay, up here, what are we going to do? Shift D, Z, 5. And so the idea that I have here is I'm going to press I to do an inset. Let's delete the outside. Whoops, delete the vertices. And then in here, I, Captain's bird's eye, face. And then maybe we can go something like that. Add modifier. Let's do our generate a wireframe. Boundary. So that doesn't work. Let's go merge to last, merge to last, merge to last. Ah, ploppers. Merge to, oops, merge to last. Delete faces. F. In the middle, Control B. And then we've got that. Now we can go GZ minus 10. GZ minus 10. GZ minus 10. GZ 5. Oh my goodness, I hate you so much. Why? Oh, idiot. P, separate by selection. This here, remove that wireframe modifier. And then that'll give us that. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty cool. The new YouTube added things lets you see, still lets you stream. What? Can DreamUV use layers? Yes. The reason why I've got very simple DreamUV setup is because then if I want to grab, let's say take it into Unreal Engine, all I'm worrying about is textures. Technically, I should be putting in ambient occlusion, all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. But that's why. See right there, instead of using merge constantly. Yep. Yep. Yes, I should have done that. You are very right. He loves the long way. Yes. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yep. Got to remember that. What? Question. What happens if I delete this edge? Yeah, that's what I thought. So I need that there, which is okay. Done, 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 done. That gives us those lights. Almost kind of like I want to throw a solar panels on top. Spooky, you know. One day I'll learn though. Let's go curve, Bezier. And what we're going to do is quickly... Oops. Which application are you using? So this is called Blender. It's a free open source tool that anyone can download. And there's plenty of good tutorials on this channel. So we're going to snap that in there. Let's go GX. And then this is where we can start putting in some cables and such. Is it GX? Go back. There we go. Something like that. Then we can come into here, geometry, extrude, depth. Wait, what? Depth. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And then we can start duplicating some of these big... Oops, up. Start duplicate some of these. Forward. Shift D. Oh my goodness, you fat fingers. Let's kind of now go rotate Z90. And that can kind of come into there or something. Thunderbird, welcome to the stream. Also on YouTube, if you're new to the channel, welcome to subscribe to all that jazz. Scale 0, scale Y 0. Just trying to line this up a little bit better. Ugh, laddie. Whatever, it's good enough. Ugh. Maybe we dangle that down a little bit. Maybe we move that in a bit. Maybe that's what's missing. Maybe we go scale, rotate 90. And then we go E to extrude. And then that'll just get stuffed. That'll give us some extra geometry. Yeah, good enough. Slap it up there like so. Oh my goodness. CG Cookie is another one. Good to watch. Yeah, CG Cookie all the way. Just had a funny thought. You should have an April 1st where you use the actual Blender to make things like... Might have to do that. Pray. I have the source code. If it gets sold, I'll start hosting and hire out the current devs. You know, that's actually not a bad idea. And that is probably something that I would do. Add modify generate. Let's go into a mirror. Yeah, I like that. That looks great. And this is where as well we're going to be able to... let's go into a curve. Rotate 90 scale. My middle mouse is dying. And where's my spin tool? Excuse me. Thank you. T. Spin tool. Love my spin tool. E to extrude. Let's throw on a mirror modifier. Mirror. GX. Let's make sure we get rid of the top and bottom faces, or DreamUV will have a heart attack. Control E, mark seam. So we go hotspot. What? I think it's your problem. Merge by distance. Okay, maybe we do this. And then we do this. Control E, mark seam. Hotspot. Hotspot? Not this again. But there's only quads. What's your problem? Let's try Control B. I'm just going to go delete face. Hotspot? Undo, undo, undo. Control S to save. It's a little bit frustrating. They're all quads. Alt ampersand? No. Shift ampersand? No. Control ampersand? There we go. No. This one? No. This one? No, show me the... I can't remember the add-on now. Maybe that's not the right add-on. Edit preferences. Hang on, I'm just trying to find the view add-on. View tools. I can't remember how to use this thing. Alt. Ah, it's Alt. I was wrong. Alt. There it is. Engons? Nope. Alright, future marker problem. No. I don't know. Let's go with that, and I'm going to duplicate, and we're going to just scale it down, put it up here, and then what we'll do is I'm going to grab that as well, Shift D, and we'll grab one up there. So we've got something like this. There's Jeremy set up for this. Yeah, I know. Well, no. So what I'm trying to do there is yeah, UV unwrap, so it's actual proper. This middle mouse button is killing me. I'm gonna have to change mouse in a sec. Mice. And then we deselect, G to the Y. Perfect. Nice. Yep, that looks great. Here we're going to need to do something kind of like maybe a user face. Just on top of this, the floor soaks up the oil. Yeah, I can probably maybe even put some drains in there. That's a good idea. I might take that. I need to search and buy. It's been good lately. Yeah. How good is View Tool? View Tool. Let's do a not joints, extras, beam builder, and we're going to make a over here in the bottom left. I can select profiles, and we got U, C, L, T. Let's go into the I-beam. And I reckon that we kind of grab this, put it there. GX. Scale on the y-axis. I mean, technically, we could overshoot that as well. That might just give a little bit of something different. Mirror. And then maybe that gives us the ability to, you know, hook stuff up or something. YouTube is broken today. I tab out and it tells me sub-only mode, then jumps back and lets me type. Yeah, I don't know. My goodness. Shorts aren't any good. Having a stroke. Okay, alright, yeah, sweet. Okay, I got your message, Jack. I'll hit you up afterwards. I like that. I like that idea. I'm half thinking that we snap that piece up. Whoops. Scale Y. Oh my goodness. Bring it down. Something like so. We'll grab these here. G, Y. And then I can grab that section. Shift D, rotate like so. E to extrude. Make sure we turn clipping on. Control L. Shift D. And then that kind of just gives us a little bit of extra details underneath. So we've got those I-beams. Ooh. I could put that in a bit more of a better spot. Actually, we'll just move this back. GG. GY. And then that hides that section. Let's go hotspot on there. And then I can throw on a... I've got red plastic. I don't have a red metal. Let's just see what happens there. It's not bad. Markham, April 1st. It is a Wednesday. Perfect day for a weird stream. Absolutely. I am down for that. Let's actually check the subscriber count. 265 was where we're at. Sweet. Gosh dang it. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just keep going. Cool. Every now and then YouTube crashes the video. I like that. I like that. We could probably add in these like little vents, but this is where, yeah, probably all the details start coming in. Concrete, is that the right thing for there? Probably not. Actually going to make these pipes shiny. Let's go in here. I'm going to do metal, raw. Beautiful. Something like that. Is that YouTube subs? Yes, it is. Hasn't gone up tonight, which is fine. We will deal with it. I like that. I like that. I think it's looking great. I feel what I'd like to do is probably add in a robot arm from the top. If you're looking for detail there. What? I have no idea what I was going to say now. I'm just going to make a black material. M_black, actually. M_rubber. And we'll make this just black. Roughness all the way up, pretty much. And then that gives us that metal. And then, yeah, this is kind of like where we might need to add some. Do the carry. Oh. It's not a bad idea, actually. I like that. We might have to return to that. Scale X0. What I'm going to have to do, though, is let's go something like this. Individual origins, E to extrude, scale, E to extrude along the x-axis. Oh gosh. Control numpad plus, GX. There we go. And then we'll do the same for up here. Oh, look at that. It's not even connected. GG. Oh, is that going to work? GG. C. Push that up. Edge loop. E to extrude, Alt S. And then we've got that. Perfect. Nice. My bad, hit it. Yeah, I do like that idea. Might have to come back to that one, I reckon. For here, we might be able to just slap on like a metal. Oops. We might be able to just slap on a metal material on here. Let's go GY. P, separate by selection. Then this is dark grey, and then we'll make this a dark grey. Okay. And then we can bring that there. Let's go Control B, GZ. So we've got that. Scale Z0, Control B, delete faces. Let's bring this in and this in. GX, pull it back a little bit, there we go, and then like that, delete faces. And then we can kind of come in here, create some handles, I guess. Let's go Shift D, scale. Okay, E to extrude. Actually, let's go P, separate by selection, just so we're focusing on this piece. And then we can grab what I make now and put it in different locations. Let's go I to inset, E to extrude, Shift D to the X, scale, and then we'll do that. E to extrude, push you back in. Kind of want to, my goodness, come on middle mouse. Control B, do a bevel. Let's go Control B. Nice, I like that. Let's just push this back a little bit. And then that's going to sit like that there. G to the Y. I am going to change that color. That can be maybe like a black. Oh, yeah. I'll buy that for $1. And then this here, add in a new color. Technically, that should be the black. You're the black. You're annoying. Let's go assign. And then this could probably be dark. Grey dark. That looks like rubbish. Let's look at what else we can do. White, green. I'm just looking at my plastics. Maybe we'll make it orange. Done. Perfect. And then what we can do from here, let's just select all that. Shift D, and then we'll put Shift D, put one up there as well. Shift D, we'll go here and here, but let's grab both of them. G to the X. Deselect that one. G to the X. And then that kind of gives us just, you know, a little bit extra detail. I add a beer holder. Hooah. That's a bit of a surprise. I've been a Patreon member since December 2023. Hang on, what are we talking about? You making some special. Deal with general disc. What? Now you got me paranoid. Let's grab this, this, and this. Copy to selected. And then that'll give us extra on there. Perfect. Just include Major Mind. You know what, I'm really liking this. Let's go. Okay, let me just give me some space. Just like Jury, never give him space. Shift S, cursor. Oh, it is there. Let's grab that, and then we're just going to build this. Rotate Z. Just quickly build some pipes. Shift right click, put that into there. E to extrude. Good morning. Welcome. Shift D. Okay, let's just select everything and we're going to move it over a bit. Nice. GY. Put that in there. Just kind of just starting to add just a few extra details. And pipes never hurt. We could even, if we wanted to, draw some pipes on there. So I'm just going to mirror. Actually, we'll just join these together. If I wanted to draw some pipes, this is a little fun thing. Cursor word origin, Shift A, we're going to add in a Bezier curve. Curve, Bezier. Select all. So we've got our curve, delete. There is the draw tool. From here we come over into the draw settings and we're going to draw on the surface. And now what we could do is just going to hide that piece because if I draw, it's going to try and draw actually on it. Oops, bring it back. No, hide. I want this Bezier curve. There we go. I can now draw and we can go like that. For instance, come into the bevel and then we can just make a little bit. You ready for bed? All right. I'll be right back. Where's the poop? Okay. some fresh water. Time for Vetro. Once upon a time, there was a guy stuck in a T-post. That's clever. So, there we go. Quickly drawing that out. Let me go out of that. G, let's go rotate. Shove that in there. Nice. And then that's now pretty much stuck a cable directly on there. I like that. Let's maybe just duplicate it and we'll move it down. And we'll push that over to there. So it's almost following the same path, but not. And then that's where we can just throw on like the rubber material. Did I? Yeah. How are we looking now? That's looking kind of cool. It is missing a lot, and I think this here is what is missing in that spot there. And that was something that Spooky raised last week. A lot of my meshes don't, well, especially like the buildings and all that, they don't mesh well together. And I think that's what we're missing right here. So what can we do? I reckon if we grab this, Shift DZ, scale, GZ, scale, maybe just a small little something like this, if you know what I mean. And then maybe we do E to extrude, scale, scale on the y-axis. Just kind of like, there we go. It just merges a little bit better into that. Yeah, that looks nice. Still, there is something that we could put on there. Maybe that is not, maybe that becomes, let's make another one. Gray, dark gray. And make sure we select that, Control L, and then assign. Yeah, nice. I'll buy that for $1. Oh, whoops. Control L, assign. And then it's kind of like, yeah, cool. I like that. We might need to continue it on. Control B. E to extrude along the Y. And then that'll give us that. Yeah, yeah. If you want dirt, do a quarter pipe around the bottom and have a dirt texture. Oh, that's clever. That's actually, all right, that's really interesting. Might come back to that one. I'm going to steal that idea. I think that's a great idea, Felicia. That's a pretty good idea. Let's go with the concrete. Concrete. You need to be concrete 04. Concrete 04. Because then this is technically where we can kind of like come to shading. Base color mix. Then we go into ambient occlusion. No, you go into here. And then you go into a color ramp. Just adding a little bit of extra effects into this. You become bright pink. You go into Nyar, you go into Nyar. Okay, wrong way around. You go into Nyar, you go into Nyar. Yes. Delightful. And we bring that in. Bring it back down. And so the reason why we've got bright pink is that we can actually see what we're doing. And then we can go kind of like a brown color or something. Then that gives us that. A little bit too strong. What if... rather than pure black, we go a little bit grey. There we go. So that's just kind of like a really easy way. Shortcuts I learned for work. Yeah, it's awesome. Those smaller backlights on the side need adjusting. Yes, they do. Good call. Adjust this. Nice. Layouts. That's looking pretty schmick. I reckon in here we could probably change these to something a little bit darker. Dark. Assign. And that'll give us that. Even these pieces on top. Assign. Assign. I do kind of feel that this here should be maybe even open. Maybe even a bit of an inset in there. But then we've got that. This here, yeah, I'm okay with that. Can we just do a hotspot again, please? Clean everything up. I think that looks great. I think what we need to add in maybe some, maybe if I grab this. Something like that. E to extrude, and then we're going to grab this. E, and then we're going to give this the light, oops, blue, assign. Yep, that's fine. And then, where is it? Here. Shift S cursor selected. Let's add in a cylinder. Just give it a little bit of extra deets. And then once we bring that down to like -5. Yes. I like that. I got something mind-blowing for you in a minute. Oh, don't. What's the best way for a beginner to learn Blender? Should I copy the tutorial exactly? No. Start off with making something simple and then expand on that. So, for instance, this, you're going to be like, I'm not going to make this in one go. No, I'm going to focus on maybe creating a latch and understand how to create the latch. Once you've created a latch, okay, well, maybe let's go into a panel like that and then kind of expand. Yeah, model something you know. Great example there. That's probably what I would recommend. You start small. Don't think I'm going to make the Star Destroyer. Start small and then build up. Get kind of like your groundings in the basics. All right, character, get out. Kevin, go away. Hide and hide. Oops. Let's go like so. E. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting hungry. But I know I shouldn't eat. Go big or go home. Something like that. I like that idea. Let's grab this face here. Scale, E. Move it down. Maybe we move this back a bit. Right click, auto smooth. And then we'll do something like that. E to extrude. Oops, too far up. Shift right click. Shift right click. Extrude. That looks nice. That looks great. Just to add in some really quick details, just going to Shift D, duplicate that puppy. Nice. Great. And if we kind of go into rendered mode, let's put that as black. Rubber. Nah. Metal. Just do that for now. Smart UV project. Whatevs. No worries, ATDD. What are we looking at? Yes! We've gone up. Sick. Let's continue on with that. Great, 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 great. Let's go Shift S, cast to selected, and then we're going to go into a cube. Make a cup, make a table. Yep. All the basics. All right, let's go. I want to kind of starting to think this might be a little bit too deep. Not philosophical, just you know, the depth of the thing. Something like that. There we go. And then we can move this back. Let's go like so. We'll do I to do an inset, scale on Z, GZ, E, and then we'll create another material that'll sit on top. Let's do Shift D, scale X0, scale X0. We will scale that in. Something like that. Let's go Control LP, separate by selection, and just focus on this piece. From here, we're going to press I to do that. Delete vertices. Delete edges. We'll do this two ways. E to extrude, Shift N. I want to select all these, Shift D, and then we'll go P, separate by selection. Let's focus on these, scale, individual origins, lovely. E to extrude, delete faces, and then we're going to go Control B to do a bevel. Something like that. This, we will move back into here. Control Shift numpad minus. There we go. Beautiful. Yep. Let's just move that to the junk. And then from here, I'm going to move this back so that we've got buttons. Nice. I like that. Is that a little bit too big, maybe? When you see something as a shortcut, close the menu. There's an operator function you need. Yeah, there's so many. Wait, you start with a V8 engine. Okay. You start with a... Oh, right, I see what you're saying. Let's go into... I got to clean that up. That's all right. It's a future Marco problem. Because that... if I do Control T... Nope. Let's go triangle. Triangulate faces. With this one, it's just like, nah, stuff that. Delete face. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's undo that. So we will have to cut this up manually. Why can I not see the vertices? Oh! Shift A. There we go. And then, yeah, manually I'll come back and fix this all later. So I'm not going to worry about that now. Sounds like a Future Marco problem. We know how much Future Marco loves everything. That's buttons. We'll make them rubber. Huh, can't spell rubber. It's thinking caps lock. Rubber. And then from here, I'm going to select this edge, that, and that. Control B to do a bevel. I hate you. Not the back one. Control B. Why not? This mesh is already butchered. Might as well just butcher it a little bit more. Control B. Yeah, I like that. Do I have... I swear I've got like a decal for a screen or something. No, I don't. Huh. Let's go into... We'll put this as a metal. Control S. If I hotspot, it's going to break. Yeah. So we won't bother doing that. Let's just go U, project from view. Cubic projection, I don't care. Nice, rubber, and then this one here. Just for now, this can be blue, a sign. It's kind of like our blue light. Let's do an Alt H. Nice. And then what else we can do is I can come in now, select these pipes. Shift D, scale. GY. E to extrude. This here can go shift right click like so. Goes that way. Nice, I like that. It's not bad. Finally, Marco live feed him again. Mr. Netwinder, mate. Hang on. Netwinder, hang on. Stay. You stay right there, Netwinder. Don't you move. Don't you leave. I'll come at you, bro. Hang on. It's loading. Just give it a sec. So, as we all know, been working on an animated web series. I started feeling overwhelmed, and I went like, right, no, let's just focus on sticking episode 1. That is the goal. We're just going to focus on episode 1, and then we're going to go from there and see what happens. Okay, so come on, iClone. I'm waiting for iClone to open up. You sent me a present. Oh gosh. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. So it's still very rough. Keep that in mind. It's rough. And also because I've shrinked my resolution in a bit. This is rough. But it's an easy one too. You remember that one?
Yeah, I do. I remember. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the ship took a pretty bad beating, didn't it? And I don't know how long that left thruster is going to last.
Ship's fine, mate. And look, we got paid for a last minute loot we delivered.
I knew it. You did it again, didn't you? Was it all of it?
Yeah, but look, it was a sure thing. Race 5, dog 13, loves...
There's a little thing. Quick little, little taster. Lot to do, though. But that's kind of like I wanted to show. Oh, geez, trying to get this in the window. I want to give you a little bit of a, just to kind of get you a little bit more excited. Yes. Okay, back to this. So, I forgot all about these. I've got decals that I created once upon a set of time. So, if we can start maybe adding some of these. No. Oh, yeah, that's... Oh, hang on. Wait. No. These, on a decal that has an ambient occlusion, you can kind of see that we get this yuck outline. Okay, we get a yuck outline. Thank you, buddy. I'm glad you liked it. Hey, you just subscribed. Some fast said CZ. Welcome to the stream. Bringing back my screen. There we go. That. Then we come down into shadow. Yes. There we go. So now, even though there's an ambient occlusion behind it, we don't have an issue with the shadow, which is awesome. So then we can start coming in and adding in, you know, like rotate Z, and we go caution, shadow. And then this is where, yeah. Why am I doing it in the dark? Let's go. This is one of my favorite decals that I've created. Is this one? I love that one. That one looks awesome. Soundwave, little arrow decals are always cool. Why are you above? Rotate Z 90. GY. And then we come down into shadow. What the Higginbotham's going on here? Oh, there. Shift DY. And now look at that. Now you can see how it's kind of just like added in a whole bunch of extra. Galore. So I am going to Shift S cursor selected. Let's grab these. And then we're going to go into off the 3D cursor. Shift D, scale Y, X minus 1. Let's go scale X minus, whoa. Scale X minus 1. Rotate Z 180, caution. Yes, look at that. Delicious. And that, my legs. Oh, dang it, Bobby. You know what, I haven't even touched this section. Okay, let's fix this stuff up. Control B. And then we're going to just start chopping it up a little bit. Control B. Alt that. Control numpad minus. Bring it in. V to rip. Do the same here. Control B. Alt numpad. Control V. V to rip. Then we might go like so and like so. Let's just bring that across. GG. Control B. Nice. And then we could probably put one down here, I reckon. Control B. Make this one a little bit bigger. V to rip. Let's maybe go ahead and select these edges. Control B. Shade smooth. Nice. I like that. I like that. That looks great. And then we might just leave it there. Let's go hotspot. I hate you so much. Let's go delete faces. And then we do FFFFFFF. Hotspot. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Delete that. Oops. Delete face. Hotspot. There we go. Beautiful. And now that should give us a good view. Perfect. Love it. Great. Good. I like this. I like this. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I like the little control panel here. I do like the red I-beams coming out. That's pretty good. I would love to see some tools in here, though. I think that's probably going to be the next thing. The table, you know what? I'm going to just leave it as is. And then this is where we can simply add in other parts and such at a later stage. So for instance, now I'm just going to move that below the ground. If we were to go plane, and then we did something like this, let's maybe scale that in a bit. Then we went, let's go new, brown, like so. Shift S cursor selected. I am going to go I to do an inset like that. G, Y. Delete faces. Control S just real quick. Then let's go over into scatter add-on. Scatter, 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 scatter. Geoscatter. You are going to be my particle. Let's go into quick biomes. Open biomes. I want grass in a meadow, old meadow. Yeah, because initially I was thinking like, yeah, maybe like a desert train. Like, no. Let's go into a bit of a meadow. Wet grass. I'm not going to say that. Oh, man. I'm getting tired. All right. Beautiful. Now I add the grunge. Yeah, I know. The grunge needs to be added. You know what? You do have a fair point. I was going to click hide on that one. No. Oh, jeez. Let's just hide all that for now. You do have a very good point. Let's go file. Let me find my grungy materials. Grunge. G. 3D stuff. Oh, itchy nose. Noise. Nope, that's all the Blender add-ons. Textures. Grunge. Here we go. Oh, yes. You, sir, are very smart. Let's go. No. I have to go Shift A. Oh, far out. Just nose. Image. Image is plain. And we are going to go T leaks. Decal grunge. That one. And then I will do that one. Oh, dust. I'm going to try dust. Whatever. All right. What we will do straight away is, let me hide that and come back. Check your Discord. Oh, gosh. What have you done? What have you done? What have you sent me? Blender 4.5. Stupid Blender 4.5. Oh, go away. While that's loading, I'm just going to quickly, let's turn the shadows off for all these. And then we can have some fun. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Illegal address queue. Oh, not this again. Not going to touch it. I will deal with it later. Yeah, but have you seen the grass that I'm going to have? Yeah, give me a sec. Let me put some of this grunge on here. Let's go like here. So, just going to slap a few of these around. Come on. Shift D, Y, scale Y -1. Actually, that's a good idea. Let's get all our grunges. Move to a new collection, and we'll call this grunge. Let's grab U, GZ, rotate Y 90 degrees. I'm just trying to find it. Where is it? Let's do it this way. Beautiful. Might need to make that dark brown. Shading. Yeah, because that's white. Let's make it brown. Yeah, there we go. And then what we can do here with this is I can go scale, rotate Z, because obviously this is where we're going to be mainly walking. Put it like over there as well. Scale it in different ways. Yeah, that's cool. That's a great idea. Let's go. I had to fix that for my crew earlier. Multi-scatter sky texture, and then tried to bring it into Blender. Yeah. Well, hang on. I haven't opened it up in Blender 5, so let me do Blender 5. Create a new thing. Close. I reckon it's just probably Blender 4 just being a jerk. Because we know what Blender 4 is like. Oh. Why'd that move? Oh, wait. Oh, the Higginbotham? Oh, it's that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was such a good call with that grunge. And then I do have these grunges up here, which is kind of like a long version. You know what? I'm just going to hide these for now. I think having that kind of like dirt there, yeah, great idea. Shift D, scale, GY, GZ 0.001, just so it's not exactly on top of each other. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this. Nice. All right, am I going to regret my life decisions? I think so. Let's just put that in place. Character can come back. Whatevs. Let's just do an F12 and see what happens. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty chuffed about that. F12. A better pose, and I think we're done. I think that needs a little bit more work. But you know what? I'm fairly happy with that. How are we feeling? How do we feel about this? I'm just going to quickly open up Felicia's file. Open. Downloads grass. Oh, water. Sweet. Oh. That's pretty nice. Ah, I love the material there as well. PUBG. Oh, gosh. I don't want to do PUBG. It's the worst game. That does look pretty smick. Try your camera at 70 or instead of 50. I don't know. That's looking pretty suave. Yeah, I'm happy to change camera. You reckon 70? And then, so just with kind of like some post-processing stuff as well, I reckon this has turned out. Definitely, we probably need to add some tools and such. Future macro problem. What we can do is I would come into composition, new, and then I'll do some of the stuff that I love doing. So one thing we could probably do is a bloom. Oh, excuse me. You're a little bit hard. Let's go 0.1. 0.1. Yeah, nice. Do we go bloom or we could do fog glow? Nah, bloom all the way. Guys, bloom all the way. And then from here we can do maybe like a small little lens distortion, because that's my jam for those of you who've been following along for a while. So if I go 0.1, you can see that it's going to bend, and then we get a little bit of anthropophy. No, fit. So we can go 0.03, 0.05. Gorgeous. Love it. Set the sun to 5 degrees, you reckon? Let's go to the sun. Oh, you can do this live. Oh, how do you do it live? There it is. Let's go 5. F12. Let's go change this to 45 degrees. Oh, how good does that look? I don't like the glow. Let's go minus 45 then. Oh, you got to press F12. Good job, Marco. Well done. That strength there is a little bit too strong. Let's go 0.02. I like it. Elevation. Yeah, I know. I'm just now at the point where we're done. I ask character to obviously Patreon, but everything else we'll put up to Patreon. I like this. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with this. Twitch peeps, what do you guys reckon? That is pretty good. Let me just quickly jump over here.
Let's go.
Ready up. Shut up. Click on this. Click here. And then I got to do this. What are the settings? Here. What? Oh, how do I do? So I'm trying to find an option now. How have I done? I know. Oh, that's the window that I've been trying to find. But how do I? Oh, they've changed all the screens, the donkeys. So I'm just trying to find an option, but I can't find it. There it is. There we go. Done. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to put this up on Patreon soon, probably tomorrow. I'm really happy with this. Let's see. Did we hit our goal of 300 subscribers? We did not. Far out. All right, let's call it a night. Stay tuned. We're going to go over to Gaming in the Can. And I will see you guys over there